Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain Free You. Today I wanted to talk about this question that I get a lot. What do you do if your symptoms come back? All right, so relax. It's a beautiful day. Loving it out here. Oy, a little bit tired. And if you just yawned, you're welcome. So, what do you do if your symptoms come back? So a lot of people will hit me up with messages. Actually, I saw a couple of people just today say, I've been pain-free for like 2 months, and all of a sudden my symptoms came back. Whammo. And I am so destroyed. I'm in such a panic. I am so upset. I thought I was done with this. Okay? So, a couple of expectations here. I'm not saying expect symptoms to come back. But the reason symptoms start in the first place is because your brain perceives some type of danger. And if your brain perceives danger in the future, it may turn on some symptoms. Pain, other symptoms. That doesn't mean you failed. It doesn't mean, the universe is out to get you. It just means the brain's going to continue to do its job throughout the rest of your life. Can you minimize that? Sure. The more you're able to teach your brain that emotions are safe, stress is safe, none of them need to have symptoms, that will help. But none of those are a guarantee, because the brain's still going to do its job, which is to keep us safe, and the alarm system called pain or other symptoms may turn on from time to time. So now here's the key. What do you do? All right. Sometimes the symptoms, there's a woodpecker back there. Sometimes the symptoms will come back, mildly, a little trickle. Sometimes it comes back like a flood, right? The key in minimizing the intensity and the duration of symptoms coming back is this: do not panic. Call it out for exactly what it is. Get out of the despair, get out of the frustration, get out of the fear, because you know exactly what it is, and you know you're very successful at getting rid of it the first time. So don't tell yourself stories that say, oh no, I was in pain for 2 years. I don't want to go through this again. I don't want to go through this for another 2 years. Well, you won't, because you're not going through it again. You're not starting over at the beginning. You're starting over from experience, and experience tells you that the sooner you respond calmly and go, wow, interesting, the symptoms came back, but I know exactly what it is, and I know what to do about it, so I'm going to jump right to doing what I need to do, which is remaining calm, not panicking, getting out of the freak out. Doing that consistently from the moment the symptoms return will ensure that they go away in quick order, right? But if you fall into despair and frustration and anger that I can't believe the symptoms came back, I thought I was done with this, that will delay them going away again. And so you have a simple choice. Is it frustrating? Absolutely. Is it maddening? Yes, of course it is. But it doesn't have to stay that way. I will periodically get some symptoms, but they're always mild and they never stick around. Let me say that again. I will periodically get some symptoms, some lower back pain, but I don't panic. I call it out for exactly what it is. I'll take a quick look and see what's going on in my life. And if there's something obvious, I can go, yep, it's probably as a result of this or that, emotionally, life-wise, stress-wise. Okay, that makes sense. I reassure myself, okay, this is short-term, it'll go. And then I shift my attention back to living life. I give it zero fear, zero attention, little to no concern. And inevitably, these symptoms that come back because the brain is just doing its job and teaching me, or not teaching, protecting me from something it perceives as dangerous. When I show the brain nothing dangerous is happening because I am responding in a calm way that goes, I'm not concerned with that. You know what happens? Within a short period of time, the brain will turn off those new symptoms or the returning symptoms. So the key is, don't panic, folks. Nothing bad happened. The brain perceives some danger. And if you're saying to yourself, but it came out of nowhere, well, spend a minute or two thinking about, well, what was going on yesterday, the day before, what's going on right now, is there something coming up in the future, what's going on interpersonally with myself, my family, my partner, my friends, is there anything going on there, any heavy emotions? And even if you come up with an answer and go, yep, that makes sense, you don't have to do anything to fix that thing that triggered the symptoms. You don't. Just remind yourself that there's no reason for the pain, and that if it's a heavy-duty emotional situation, allow yourself to feel the emotions without judgment, without getting lost in ruminating on the story. Look, folks, this stuff happens. Symptoms may come back at some point in the future, even if you've been feeling good for a while. But you know what it is. Don't panic. Easily a few times somebody was like, oh yeah, it's lifted some heavy boxes. Or, the pain came out of nowhere. Or I thought I was doing so good and whammo, and now I can't believe I'm starting all over again. All that fear and despair is doing is going to delay the recovery. But know this, if your symptoms have already gone away and you're feeling great, then you know what to do. Do exactly what you did that got rid of them the first time. Get the mindset that helped you eliminate the symptoms in the first place. Jump right to that. You don't have to figure out why they came back. That's a waste of time and effort and will delay recovery. Seriously, jump right back to safety. Jump right back to reassuring yourself that you're actually okay. The presence of symptoms doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean you failed. Doesn't mean anything horrible happened to your body. All it means is that your brain perceives some danger. Your job is to quickly and confidently reassure your brain there is no danger. There's no need for the symptoms. There's no need for the pains. I'm actually okay. And do that with trust and confidence. And you may be surprised at how quickly this little return can dissipate. And if it doesn't disappear quickly, don't despair. Stick with it, because it will disappear much sooner. I guarantee much, much sooner than if you fall into despair and panic and convince yourself that you're starting all over from scratch. You're not. You're starting over from experience. So I did want to touch on this because there was a couple of people who hit me up in the past day or two with this exact scenario. And I know I've talked about it in the past, but I just really wanted to address it today for anybody who's struggling. And for the people who have not yet had their symptoms disappear yet. The key phrase is yet. The same things that I taught today in this video to help people eliminate symptoms that came back is the same exact approach that will help somebody who's had symptoms for a while get rid of them, maybe for the first time. It's a matter of confidence, knowing what's going on, understanding that the perception of danger is what creates symptoms. If you've done the assessment, you've figured out that it's you, this is what's going on with you, then it is a false perception of danger that is creating the symptoms, which means you correct the misperception, dial down the fear, symptoms can go. So I'm going to wrap it up here, folks. As always, love you. And as always, we'll see you tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Listening to the birds. Take care.